It was a typical Monday morning in the small town of Willow Creek. The sun was shining brightly, casting a warm glow over the sleepy streets and homes. The air was crisp and clean, filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. But amidst all this tranquility, a single raindrop was about to set off a chain of events that would alter the course of a day. The raindrop fell from the clear sky, plummeting towards the earth at an incredible speed. It was just one of trillions of droplets suspended in the air, each one carrying with it the promise of renewal and life-giving power. As it dropped, the raindrop felt the rush of the wind whipping past its surface, a sensation that was both exhilarating and terrifying. As the raindrop hit the ground, it landed with a tiny splash on the pavement of Main Street. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The droplet merged with the surrounding water, becoming just another tiny part of the urban landscape. But this was no ordinary raindrop. It carried within it the essence of the storm that had created it, the power of nature and the force of change. The first sign of the raindrop's impact came when Sarah, a young artist, stepped out of her studio to grab a coffee from the corner cafe. She had been working on a new painting all morning, trying to capture the essence of the storm that was brewing outside. As she walked down Main Street, she noticed something peculiar. The droplet seemed to be lingering on the pavement, as if it refused to disappear. Sarah felt drawn to the spot where the raindrop had landed. She approached cautiously, her eyes fixed on the tiny splash. Without thinking, she reached out and touched it with her finger. The moment her skin made contact with the water, she was struck by a sudden surge of creativity. Ideas that had been lingering in her mind for days suddenly came flooding back: vibrant colors, swirling patterns, and bold strokes that seemed to dance across the canvas. With newfound inspiration, Sarah rushed back into her studio and began to work on her painting. The hours flew by as she lost herself in the creative process. Colors blended together in a way that was both chaotic and beautiful. The result was a stunning piece of art, one that captured the essence of the storm and the power of change. As word of Sarah's new masterpiece spread, people began to flock to her studio to see it for themselves. But there was something peculiar about the painting, something that seemed almost deliberate. It was as if the artist had intentionally embedded a hidden message within the artwork, one that only a select few could decipher. Among those who noticed the subtle message was Emily, a quiet and reserved librarian. She had been browsing through Sarah's studio when she stumbled upon the painting. As she gazed at it in awe, she felt an inexplicable sense of connection to the droplet that had changed everything. Emily approached Sarah with a question, one that seemed both innocent and profound. "What inspired this painting?" she asked, her eyes fixed on the swirling patterns. Sarah smiled, a look of recognition crossing her face. "I think it was a raindrop," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. As Emily listened to Sarah's story, she began to realize that the raindrop had been more than just a random droplet. It had been a catalyst for change. It had awakened something deep within Sarah, inspiring her to create something truly remarkable. But what did this mean for Emily? Was she destined to follow in Sarah's footsteps, or was there another path laid out before her? The story of the raindrop continued to unfold as people began to notice that strange coincidences were happening all over town. A local business owner received an unexpected phone call from a stranger who had been searching for them for years. A young couple discovered a hidden love letter tucked away in an old book. These events seemed almost orchestrated, as if the raindrop had somehow set off a chain reaction of serendipity. And yet, amidst all this chaos and wonder, Sarah remained focused on her art, creating something new and beautiful with every stroke of her brush. As the day drew to a close, Emily returned to her library, lost in thought. She pondered the meaning of the raindrop's impact, how it had changed not just Sarah's life, but countless others as well. And as she gazed out at the stars twinkling through the window, she felt an overwhelming sense of wonder and awe. For in that moment, Emily realized that sometimes all it takes is a single drop of change to alter the course of our lives, to set us on a path we never could have imagined. The raindrop had been more than just a tiny splash on the pavement. It was a symbol of hope and renewal. As the days passed, Sarah's painting became legendary in Willow Creek, a testament to the power of creativity and chance. And though Emily never revealed her own story, those who knew her sensed that she too had been touched by the raindrop's magic. For in a world where serendipity often seemed like a myth, the single raindrop had proved that sometimes, all it takes is one tiny drop to change everything.